Hey everybody, how we doing today? It's time for another classic movie review, and for today's video I decided to go with the movie that IMDb users say is the greatest movie of all time, and that is The Shawshank Redemption. The movie tells the story of Andy Dufresne, who is played by Tim Robbins. He has been convicted of the murder of his wife and her lover and has been sentenced to 2 life sentences in Shawshank prison. Andy declares his innocence, saying that he did not murder his wife and her lover, but we as viewers do not know really if he did or did not. It's left up in the air until later on in this movie where we actually do find out the truth. During his time at Shawshank Prison, he befriends Ellis Boyd Redding, also known as Red, who is played by Morgan Freeman in this movie. And throughout the movie, it's also narrated by Morgan Freeman, so you're in for a treat there. Red is the guy you go to in prison when you're looking for something to sneak in. You can get some cigarettes, bottle of brandy, bag of Riva, if that's your thing. So that's basically what his purpose in the movie is. At first, when Red sees Andy, he doesn't think he'll be able to hack it out and that he's going to be out of there as quick as he comes in. But he finds something resilient in Andy, and they actually befriend each other, and which is the start of a great and beautiful friendship. One of the best I've ever seen in movies. Red and Andy spend many years together in Shawshank Prison, where they form a great bond, make good friends, and also try to find some hope in it all and find a way out of it, which is basically the whole plot of this movie without going into any major spoilers. Like I said at the beginning of my video, this movie is the #1 rated movie on IMDb, and does it deserve to be #1? Some people may not think so. Personally, I think it is well worthy of being the greatest movie of all time. Shawshank Redemption is one of the best movies ever produced. How this movie did not win the Best Picture in 1994 still baffles me. I know Forrest Gump is a great film, as well as Pulp Fiction, that also lost that year. But I just find The Shawshank Redemption to have one of the greatest stories ever put on screen, and also one of the most underrated movies at that time. There's something about this movie, it just makes you feel so good inside. It's one of the greatest, feel-good movies that's also depressing at times. It's one of the best stories I've ever seen, and the acting in this movie is top-notch. Morgan Freeman is great as Red, and I really, really love his narration. I think it's the best Morgan Freeman narration that we have ever seen in film. I thought Tim Robbins was very good in this film. It's a very subdued performance, I feel like. And he brings something to this character that you really like him, but you also don't know if he murdered his wife and her lover. So that you left that questions up in the air, but you really just want to root for this guy, and you're pulling for him the entire time. Warden Norton is one of the most vile characters ever put in a movie. He is just despicable, and you really hate him in this movie. I thought Bob Gunton did a great job with that character, and it's probably his greatest acting performance that he's ever had. And you really, really despise this character, and you want to see harm put against him. The major theme of this movie is hope, and that you can find hope in the most unlikely of places, even a prison. This movie just brings so much emotion out of you, and it really makes you feel good, and that even when times are tough, you just gotta push through it, and that in the end it'll all work out. So that is one of the best things about the Shawshank Redemption, is that the message of this movie is so powerful, and it really like it brought about something in me that I had never even seen in a movie before. So I gotta give major props to that. This was Frank Darabont's first movie that he directed, and I always am like, where's Frank Darabont? Like, I don't hear him doing many projects nowadays. I can tell he's a very selective director because he puts so much focus into his movies, and the direction is so precise that everything about his movies is just so good. The Shawshank Redemption, he did a great job directing this movie. It was a great directorial debut, and I'm always looking forward to hearing what Frank Darabont does nowadays. If you have yet to see The Shawshank Redemption, I highly recommend that you do so, because I feel like you will not regret it. It's one of the greatest movie experiences that I've ever had. I just bought it on DVD one day. I was like, oh yeah, I'll give it a try. And now it's one of my go-to movies. If I'm ever bored, I just put it in and I'm glued to the screen every time. I'm just sucked in. If I ever see it on AMC on TV, like once a week, which usually happens, I'll just sit down and start watching it. I'm never bored by this movie. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. Perfect score from me. And I highly advise that you check it out sometime. So, thanks for watching my video, everyone. If you enjoyed listening to my review of The Shawshank Redemption, hit the like button. If you want to let me know what your thoughts of this movie are, go to the comments section, let me know there. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. I do classic reviews, new movie reviews, TV Tuesday, Monstrosity Monday, bunch of stuff like that. It's all on my channel. So check it out if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.